Man, these intake manifold bolts are a pain in the ass. You can't really see what it is. A lot of people get the aftermarket intake manifolds and gain like 20 horsepower, but regret it because it's so big and there's no space to walk around it. Installing and removal is a pain in the ass with aftermarket big intake manifolds. Alright, now the intake manifold has been installed. The next thing you want to install is the water pump. Looks like this. Make sure you get a gasket for the inlet side. A lot of people get aftermarket thermostat, but it's completely unnecessary on these things. Stock thermostat works just fine, and aftermarket tends to fail. Okay, so this is the pulley tensioner piece that will be expanded like this when it comes out of the car, and you want to compress it so that the holes line up to the top. Oh! Don't do that. It is recommended that you replace this piece if your car has high mileage. After the holes are lined up, you want to put a paper clip in. You don't have to buy the Mitsubishi tensioner pulley holder because you just hold on like that. Okay, so the pulley tensioner will just hop in right here. Just like that, but I can't hold the GoPro and install this, so I'm gonna let this down. Next thing you want to install is the pulley tensioner pulley. It will just snap right on here. You don't want to make this one too tight just yet because you'll be adjusting it later on. Alright, next up is the timing belt. You just want to make sure the top is at top dead center or close to it, and the bottom also. The crank is at top dead center as well. Okay, on my car the balance shaft has been deleted, so I don't have to match this. But if you do have balance shaft, this white needs to go to the triangle up here. Alright, so on top of the valve cover you want to match this notch here with the valve cover notch here. Same thing on the left side here. And match the bottom. Okay, so this is a little tool that needs to go into the pulley so you can adjust it correctly. You want to adjust the pulley so that it looks like this. So you want to put this tool in this hole here to make sure it's aligned just like that. Okay, so once the timing belt is on, you want to apply pressure on the pulley adjuster by using that Mitsubishi tool like so, and take your 14mm wrench and torque down this pulley. It's not moving now because I already made it tight, but this is essentially what you want to do down here. Okay, so once you think everything's good to go, you want to release the pulley tensioner pin and apply pressure to the entire system, and you want to spin the crank about 2 times. Check timing to make sure it's top dead center and everything is synced. Okay, so once the timing is set, one little trick I'll use to verify that it's at top dead center is grab a wrench, put it in the crank and spin it left and right while putting a screwdriver in the cylinder. If you spin it clockwise, the screwdriver drops, and here spin it counterclockwise, it should go up a little bit and drop again, just like that. Alright, so next up is timing belt cover, which is a pain in the ass to install. You need some ground clearance on the bottom, which is why you have to remove the oil filter connection, oil cooler filter connection, and slide it from the bottom and pop it back in. 4 bolts right there, and the crank pulley on the bottom, 4 bolts as well. Next up is the serpentine belt, but before you install that, you want to install your serpentine belt tensioner, which is this piece right here. and it goes right above the oil filter. Super easy to install. Right, when you're installing the serpentine belt, what you want to do is grab a 1/2 inch, put that in here in this hole, and then turn it counterclockwise. That will relieve pressure on the serpentine belt tensioner, which allows you to install the serpentine belt. Super easy. And after that's done, you want to install the motor mounts, which goes up here, and you might want to lift up the motor with a jack as you do this to get clearance. Alright, next up I'm going to be installing the cam angle sensor. Make sure your engine is at top dead center. Put some RTV seal. Pop the cam angle sensor housing on there. Secure it with 2 bolts. And I'm not going to tighten this down all the way for now, just because I want to show you this next step, which is installing this little piece here. One side is larger, other is smaller, and you want to make sure the small side is facing towards you. And this radiator, I shouldn't have installed this beforehand because I now can't get it, but you just want to install this with the smaller vane facing you, and put the cover on, and put the rest of the parts in there.